The next method we are going to see is factorization by splitting the middle term. Now, this is a very important type of factorization. We have an example here, p square plus 6p plus 8. Now, we cannot use any identity here because p square of course can be written as p whole square, but 8 cannot be expressed as the square of a whole number. If it was 16, we know that we can write it as 4 square and so on. In the previous case, we did those type of questions by identities. Now, this of course has to be done by this process, splitting the middle term. Now, what is the process all about? We have to multiply the first term and the last term. The first term here is p square and the last term here is 8. So, when we multiply the first and last, that is the product. So, we can say the product is 8p square, and the middle term that we see has to be the sum. So, the sum has to be 6p, which means that now we have to think of two numbers which on multiplying, that is the product, will give me 8p square, and on adding will give me 6p. So, we will have to look at some combinations which on multiplying will give me 8. Now, 8 is obtained by multiplying 8 into 1, but 8 and 1 combination on adding will not give me 6. So, I cannot take that factor 8 and 1. So, we will have to look at other factors of 8. So, 8 can be obtained by multiplying 4 and 2. Now, if you look at 4 and 2, I can multiply 4 and 2 to get 8, I can add 4 and 2 to get 6. So, which means our factors are 4p and 2p. So, main thing in this question is to get the factors. So, we have got the factors as 4p and 2p. Let us verify this. When we multiply 4p and 2p, we are getting 8p square, and when we are adding 4p and 2p, we are getting 6p. So, this has to be performed in the rough. So, once we get the factors 4p and 2p, we will write the first number p square as it is and the last number plus 8 as it is. Only the middle term has to be split into two parts. That is why this is called factorization by splitting the middle term. So, the middle term 6p, we are going to split into two parts, 4p and 2p. So, now this expression which had 3 terms now has been converted into 4 terms. Now, once we get it in this 4 term pattern, we are going to take common in the first and second and common in the third and fourth. So, if you take common here in the first and second, we know p is common. So, if p is common, we are left with p plus p is common in this also. So, if you take out p, 4 is left, plus what is common in 2p and 8, 2 is common. So, we are left with p plus 2 goes 4 times in 8. So, we get p plus 4 here as well. So, in both the brackets we observe that p plus 4 is common, and this has to be common if our factorization is correct. If this is coming different, that means our splitting is wrong and we will have to redo our calculation. Now, once we get it same, we can combine this. How do we combine this? We will have to take p plus 4 common. So, p plus 4 is common in this. So, if we take out p plus 4 common, we are left with p here, and if I take out p plus 4 from the second expression here, then what is left is 2. So, final answer we will get p plus 4 and p plus 2. Similarly, let us look at the second example here, q square minus 10q plus 21. Here also we will have to factorize this by using the same method, that is splitting the middle term. So, look at the first and the last here, terms are q square and 21. So, when I multiply q square and 21, I should get 21q square, and when I add, I should get the number in between, that is minus 10q. Now, look at the factors of 21. Which two numbers on multiplying will give me 21, and which two numbers on adding will give me 10. So, we will have to look at both the possibilities. We need two numbers which on multiplying will give me 21 and on adding will give me this minus 10. So, the numbers are 7 and 3. So, 7 into 3 we know is 21, and 7 and 3 totaling will give us 10. But we have to get minus 10. So, our factors will be minus 7q and minus 3q. Let us verify whether these factors are correct. When I multiply 7q and minus 3q, we will get positive 21q square, which is required here. and when I add minus 7q and minus 3q, I am going to get minus 10q. So, the factors are correct. So, we can put this. So, first term and last term as it is, the middle term has to be split into minus 7q and minus 3q. So, again the 3 terms have been converted into 4 terms. We will take common in this. What is common in the first and second is q. So, here q minus 7 will be left, and here we find that this is minus 3q plus 21, and what is common in this is 3. We will take minus 3 common. So, we are left with q minus 7. When I open this bracket, I should get this same term here. So, minus 3 into q is minus 3q, minus 3 into minus 7 is plus 21. Now, we see the brackets are same, that means our splitting is correct. So, take q minus 7 common, then we are left with q here and minus 3 here. So, final answer we will get q minus 7 and q minus 3.